tulenga ato for consistency and regularity o le information inga ia wange I lau fetoa I tutino o le malo I le avenga I fafo le feau I le tunu. The last thing the country wants, confused messages. Mana ia whawhatai te lea, mana ia le ia whisiri whaatuko manatu. O le anganga tonu ana na o Samoa I nei upuna. E le mau e ngana Peritania ni upu whapena. E o lokto manganga. O sos ka ngaka I longa totu Samoa. Po sa ngaka I kau Samoa o inga. Leanga o inga e ta ui ai ia mea sina le tunu. O ina e ta ui ai ia le vā whea vatai. Ma le vā whea loa loai. Leanga e amaka mai tono a inga. Leala leo la ufa ngaina o le upu o le a inga. Wa ka o le ngafa. E a inga umma le tunu. O le mea le loko la le na. Ai a o fo ilai I o onga mea unga whapene. O le upu o Samoa. O le tangata malona a inga. O le tangata malona whaasino manga full stop. Ma leala fo ilai lea. E ka uai upu nei. Ia e o le vao. Se I manatu ane manatu ifo. Leanga o le upu. E mafia fia le toto I le vai. Mafia fia le toto I le vai. Leala fo ilai e whai le upu maasani le tunu. A o ia se vaenga o le vai matua. E longo le upu. Aisea. Leanga e la ngona le toto. E la ngona le ainga. E tupu o le alofa. O le nganga tāua lea e whai atuai. E ina ia tilo umatato uma. E le ngata I le role wha media. Ai wha pena fo I le role a tangata uma o le atunu. A wā a tū le langa. Ia o mwhaintalea. Ia au le nganga a tō le nā. E le o New Zealand le nei. E le o Australia le nei. E le o Amerika le nei. O Samoa le nei. E tāua ia. O le ama whatawhata. E le whapea e tu ua I le ngā ruenga I le professiona ia wha media. But that is I believe, the uniqueness of Samoa's media from New Zealand, Australia, mai isikanga uma. Leanga iai leanga no. E iai leanga whatawhata. E iai upu whaavai ai. O Samoa o le atunu e tofi. Ia, a tonu wa usosani, ko leo o ukali aku I tūlanga lauteli, ma tūlanga awa o te teli.
Tutusa lava ia tātou siri au tū o whaamōrenga. Lea tunu ui. Lea tunu uara nei. Lea tātou te au onenga tautua I ai. We're all privileged to serve the country. O ia tātou ua whiwhiwi ai whātau tautua I tunu. Ia o le ngangana o le fo ia iai mātou leila o whionga u. O lalo ta inga lava. Ia ala fo I una ina atu I lātou nei. O le nau ina I whātino le au o nana. I se tūlanga I siri o le lei. Ia wā iei tei I whisiri atu le au whai news. O le ase tara mai taiho. Le aere au le ase tara. Tua I ngā. Ia o le fo I vili mai tangata. Ia o gau taiho. Se whātari le au whai news. Whātu le au whai news. Ia se whātari ana nai na vai. Siri atu ana nai. Ia se whātari ni tanga wenga. E fitu tōnu e ni fisiri me whapena e mana unia fo I rātou pe fisosoani. A wā o rātou pe o ina u whatanu. Ia hao mai, ma longo ma mano I longo pia li ma mano tātou tunu. Au mai ni whina ngālo tātou tunu. Whaaho o atu I o tō whionga. O e o whaia whaai unu. I mata upu I tāua I so I whanga o tātou tanata. I whaamui mo iai pia me Samoa fo I tāua. O le information whamatananga. ta e whaalamalama e whaelunga o tātou te mata. Ia, o le ala le nā o le tau whai atu. Pea la nā o le ia o ma le o tō me aso. O le sa iwi leo se awala, ma whai e ma whawhai no whia, ma whai e tātou nā hue whatasi. Ina e mwhai whatau mua ma tō whanau mui. Wa po wā lama ne tō whanau mai whai, ma ne o tō whanau mui ngā mauri mui. Ai ane si le fia le tūru, e siau nā. O le mātou tiu tene nā, mātou te whatau mua, mo mori le fi au o tātou tūru. O le tūre nā e tā wai ia ngā lenga au tu stala, au whaasa le langa, au tu stusi spepa. Ia ai pia na e sānoa, e le ata tua fo. E iai atai mi e sasi ai, ia wa o tūlanga o le fo iai, focus ia o ngā tu stala. Ai o le tatalo, ia o le aso nafi, o talo anga nafi se i leia u e tari mai ape apiat, ape o te le whasi a sa iai, o le mtanga luenga o soifua mana muina, ai mai se la, o le mta upuna nei, it's a very specialized area, o le health. E le ai sa wai lau whionga, le ai ama se seo tātou o poto i se mea uma mala lama i mta uma. Mafu a matonu ana i lai o nena unau lātou i fiatala noa i ia ni o mai. Mo se whate i ta ina, i tele au o whamatalanga mātou te mau e whamata, o lunga o internet. Ia o na mātou mana nao mea, e siaki i se fō mai e localize mai the story, pe sao, pe le ai, pe tarafia mai mo tātou tangata, pe le ai. Autai, ia refer o i le Press Secretariat. Ia, le a tātou te roa o tō whaina mai o se fō mai. Ia, pau fo e aritana na mai, o au ia o mea e mai a matu. A waina le e pangatia la tunu, o ro e le o mamul whaatananga, mo se whate te inga. Sa a mai le li poti whafo, nā rana tū le whaona le social distancing, o mna whapia. E mamafa tele le droplet o whanau. E le anu lunga ea, e le ke awe i le lunga ea. Toi li poti mai BBC, mai sia tunu. Whapea mai. E le ai o whaamamia, e mawhai ona lea. O lona wina, tamu whaamana masks. I o lena sa upai e lunga BBC, whaetua news, follow up, o la satara mai a mitanga ruenga, e se fō mai, ia. Whawhitau i rana. Le mwera maua mai si medical expert comments i whamarama mai nā tūnanga. Pe o tuai ngā o mea lava ni whaita tūnga nui whaatasi ai. I guess o le o tua lalo i whaititile a o mi fo se awa o se mea na amata waile tala o te whiari a pia. Ai o wai i o lima pros i a awana uia. Sa o wari a pia, ia te lea le se si, just a few words, but the message is lost. O ina na uni se awana ia pai sa tau sanga fo ia leusa ina whaamomori. Se fia ele fia titiro me tanata ia mātou, fia sila fia mai noa tātou tunu fia whaafuma, ia o tō o e to mai whaapitoa, au tō sa noa, ia o anua fo i le lipoti. Ia o whawhiwhiina, whaamhiina fo i ia whina ngaro o tātou tunu. Pe o le ala nā o le tausoso atu kia ai. Mātou te poe ai le whaala le lawe o tō tiu te mamata whai o le mātou te iloa as CEOs ia e le whai o fie e me sātou mine o le iei o tātou tunu. So i o se whaala tātou nai o sa i ia se awala whaale ati iai whaftai.
Ia, watu maru kuenga i le whapeo se ariangi mai se le ai. O le manatua i o le vai kukanga i mana mai. Ai pea preno whae o le ngana whaftai. Wa le po le telo le teimi leo tau kuti sau nuole ausa. O le whaini tau whamobonga ne ina ia makutinga manino. Kosu toku whaftai kukana. Olo. So if it takes time, kau langa mai kau fa mau fupe. I think ko le case leo ke kau confidentiality o le kanaka kini levo vai ge ke sui fa no sila ia levo ko wa feri do ai mo ka ele ka mai mo ka fa ka u ka ka ko le la ko information ale mo va ko le ka ko ke sui ka ka yo ko fu mo COVID-19 o sa ora ko i mo mai mo ka le sia do ko this is o ka po le kula na que kasi nga mesa o ke kula na pa pe nga wa eu ka mo so ka o isi ke mi fa pe nga pe fa ki ka ia wai le lembra lo que kule kalisia o me nga fa ko fi au so sala fi au ale wa ko mo le kule kalisia pa pe o ngai mala ia ke lo ngai nga to fa na ko sir fia kula nga ia a ma ko nga fa o ma au kula ko kula nga pe ana ilo mo pe nga se fa le pika ke su ni kula nga fa pe nga ia fa di kula nga nga ngo fa popo ya ma ko malu ko nga fa lo mo ia ya ni ko si la na vai o kulo inga le vai na sekta because of menga pisinian por la TV esa kulo para o TV sui o a fe ka uma ira bela como le the whole platform le busila ko le pai this is the thing como the whole but I thought it come from a brother van menino mai menino ima lo tula mai lo mau ke na pika pa pena se vai
o le tāua for COVID, strictly speaking, COVID-19, o le directive ala malo. O directive ala malo, e nga ia channel umaaku, ia whaasalalunga e ainga, ia i le COVID spuruiva, ia i le afoi. I le kako government press secretary. E whapea ngā fo i la, i le si back end i le kai me release mai le information then sao no e ia fai malo so sao no fo i le ausa and I'm sure Ulu will touch on this matter ia ui umatu le nganga atua for consistency and regularity o le information inga ia wange i lau fetoa ia i tutino o le malo i le avenga i fafo le feau i le tunu. The last thing the country wants, confused messages. Ole nganga na finanga lo malo. Ia e fatino ngalo nga altete fono nei mama to committee. Ia ona avele il kabineta wal process lena. Tino foto nga committee ave il kabineta file finanga lo il kabineta il press secretary out to everyone. Ia ole process na lo fatino dato ngaluenga on COVID-19 ya e fo i o vaenga na e ta ua fo ila ko inga maftanga fa pene wa issues ia le langa mai sa fa longo mai fo ina po ile release ile news update ia le issue le tuli mai le kulanga ile o mawani ya vano ai fa tino ai ya e pe yang tau fa atu ia ole figures nga le ia matou tulanga i le release o me ua watu ia on a weekly basis e whaatino i le ngā ruenga ia ai o se ai au luma tuli luma o se ai tuli luma o lao whaapinei ia e whaieni ai o ni mawhutanga whaapinei
o lao kumalai o le ni tatu au whaini tatu media si ki te lei o le au ngape a invest research the issue. Te lei al sosani. O te lo foi ai long ko vai the national disaster management. As an example. Eu fui com vai na fia. But this is fundamental. The government research the lei for media to look at because so I inform my responsibilities. Terms of it. Aka umana le fi com parties. All sectors involved. I heard the issue for the salvation of TV, communication sector with private, the involvement of private media. Does anybody knows the concept behind the sector planning and management? Yeah, can you? The whole idea of the sector is a platform engaged in private, public, civil society, NGOs, etc. That is what it means by sector. O laura communication information sector involve uma lava, uma private, public. The idea is only easy to But the platform where my company, you look at the environment sector, for example. Business, but that is fundamental sector. So we don't lose anyone behind. In New York, the mandate is to coordinate through sector, so we don't miss anyone. But they're responsible in New York in the communication sector. Each sector is responsible. New York is a coordination sector. It coordinates inputs and respect inputs of all sectors. In the event of COVID, sector Skyway will have sector. Communication sector, of course, your sector. Well, the immigration. If I have my boundaries, the immigration, health, agriculture, quarantine. These are the front lines. Front lines of sectors here. They are the key ones at this point in time. But I wanted to be very clear, and this is the whole idea of the sector modality plan. Therefore, in New York, we coordinate each sector input. After situation report, and my report the sectors. So every single entity of that sector reports to the coordinator. So we have a good picture of what's going on. But New York is not it's a coordinating sector. That's our mandate. Event of a cyclone, if you look at the National Disaster Management Plan, the scenario of a cyclone, that will identify who are the sectors involved. That will extreme will participate. So once I October, cyclone season. Makawala strictly, sectors involved. EPC, transport sector, infrastructure sector, so I want you to invest time to look at these plans because it guides you and informs you. In the event of mandatory SOE, it's an issue of time. We don't want some company, oil, we don't have time to answer those kind of questions. We expect people to come in with the right question. We are on a time issue. SOE is an emergency. But we ask you, not only you, but everyone, understand the protocol. Think for life. It helps you with your work. Helps you inform of proceeding. So you ask the right question and expect the right answer. This is my guidance. This is my. But you know, for us, we look at sports. Your field is a big field, vast field. Information is power. But not everybody knows all the information you have. Data, to collect data, to translate information. So it takes a lot of thinking. Information into knowledge, and then policy. This is the process we do. Every area for it. We're not professionals of everything. I don't think we're not professionals of mental health. But you'll find that sectors invest effort on particular areas. Maybe something you can discuss among yourselves. Who can focus on this sector? Who can be the main, who's got some background, people who are interested in this sector, so we get the right info. You look at sports writer, for example, they got sports, and they're the ones who follow up sports. Because they know about sports. I know but I think it helps in fine-tuning your time and the good ethic. At the end of the day, we are reminded of values of good journalism, which I don't graduate. COVID. I thank you indeed. He was leading the whole process. Despite all the fragmentation in reporting, this is the only way we are able to get the information out. But Rome wasn't built one day. I'm surprised some of you don't know, communication information. You have to be part of it. This is when they interview a presentation of a CEO. Those are the questions I don't follow up. They're sick. Role about it because it should be part of the concept. Those are ways not to be seen. But we are reminded of values. Again, the importance of accuracy of information. truth. We don't have to depict him of the truth and the facts. We are also reminded for we are independent. We have to do our independence. We have to stand your independence. I think that's important. We respect it very much. Impartiality. You can have one version of the story, knowing there are 3 other versions. Fine. You just have to understand where you come in and make the best of it. This is important. We look at, this is one issue that raised in humanity. At the end of the day, we are humans. It's a process. I think it's important that we have to be fully prepared for the consequences of what we have done. Because we are here to protect people, we're not here to harm them. I think this is the fundamental of all of us. And the accountability part. I think these are, I see, are critical values of journalism which has been well promoted. As I said, what is required? Allow time to understand policies or your audience or your clients. What are the protocols, what are the terms of reference, what are the roles and responsibilities that allows you not only to ask the question, but also to help out. Because you'll be able to identify easily cats who are, that's your profession. That's your profession, and we respect that. But knowing those fundamental processes and the framework, you're in the best place to inform the government. This is not, can you look at this area? This is look at this area. But this is what I picked up last night. I thought I'd share it. Kako plans. That's it.
Thank you very much for that. In regards to the work that we do as news media, is that as journalists, the key function of our job is to be able to ask questions, to be objective and to be able to ask questions. And this has been, if I'm being absolutely honest, it's a real struggle to try and ask questions here in this country. We've been in lockdown since March. Just the other day was the first opportunity that we all have as journalists to actually have the Minister of Health in our presence, to have the Director General in our presence, and I thank the organisers for organising this and for you all as well for being here.
We are in an emergency state. These are not normal times. These are abnormal times. Where are you, which station you're from?
TV1.
So the questions, that there is a process that we follow. We ask for your questions. The questions are related to the New York, say for example, the chairman, the Ministry of Health. And if you have been following the Prime Minister's interviews every week, which if you're from TV1 has that privilege every week. The Prime Minister talks about the SOE orders or changes in the SOE orders every week, if Cabinet has decided to approve such changes in the orders. That is another platform. We get press releases. I understand, and you mentioned that New Zealand, as I've mentioned in my presentation this morning, this is not New Zealand. This is Samoa. So we are hearing what you're saying, and this is the consistent message the facilitator was saying this morning. And we are hearing what you say, and we are also being very mindful of the essence of your job. But as the chairman was saying this morning, accuracy is one of the fundamental requirements of the releases. Accuracy, right? We want to make sure that Nganu was referring to specialized information from the Ministry of Health. We want to get them the opportunity to respond because no one else can. All right? And even if it means that we're going to wait until they come back to us, the role of Nanai there and the PCD is to keep on following up with our experts. No one can answer a very technical question on health except for a doctor. All right? So I think those are the dynamics. Those are the dynamics of these issues that we also need to take into account. All right? An answer cannot simply be an answer. It has to be an accurate answer. All right? And Samoa deserves that. Be mindful of that.
This is the importance of this workshop. We hope you can compile what discussions to and inform. As I said, this is the basis for informing the secretary, the communication from the secretary. Because you don't talk about, if you're looking at trying to standardize the issue of ethics, it applies across the board. And this is where the sector plan comes in, so that you put in your advice, you put in your activities. You just mentioned the importance of having more of this. Identify that as an outcome of this plan. We need more dialogue, more opportunities to do. That should inform the plan. We've got a plan which goes from up to 2021. And this is an important opportunity to hear your experience, especially the COVID pandemic. As I said, it's a new experience for everyone. But identify the issue, inform the plans that we move forward. So because once it's in the sector plan, every stakeholders of the sector will recognize and respect it, and then across all sectors. This is the whole, as I said, the importance of the platform to engage private, civil society, NGOs, even communities will also see the value and importance of information and the media. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Tahua foi le nei mano te whaftai atu I organise si tō whātunga vaia ia mes foi ia le whionga Palestine ia le whionga yonga luana ma tino mātua o tātou mawhitanga ia awat foi maru kuenga I sitala ua watu le nei tae au o le nganga ato o le mau Samoa a le puna oto a le whanga I nei a o lai ngā olo pito wā mata ngō whier ka ko waka ko folau ma le nganga antolna le fio atu te fono inga ia folau manu le tunu le nganga antolna mai ui fo ia te tere a pesenga si nisi teipi sa tātou mawhitanga ma se upo ai matua o matua ia le anga o tātou beon tam whātitama malu I le tātou tūma le anu mera le ia alo fangia le tuone nei asu ia fa pena voi le au famau ia la tustala ia le fiona Palestine o tulanga tofi ma le matutua ia o siri anga ia o le industry siri anga ia o le industry ia fa pe fo ia la tu telebo ia le ia tau la to pitola au ia au le fo isa to siri ini statement tanto wa fenga ia o mātone o wharurunga. Ia o te whaingoe nā unei tūlanga, o tūlanga e tau ai maa I tangata. E tau ai maa I tangata. E lafo o mai e la pisi tūlo, o mea le leima mea whaale tonu. Ia o rea nganga le nā. Ia tūri e iluma sa tātou ai. Tūri e iluma sa tātou ai whaafonga mai. Ia o le nei mawhitanga. Ia whaini ai o tātou mawhitanga. Ia ma fatino nei si pol kalamata u fa be nei lumana ia ma o matou ta sanga fo ia o mai de au matua fatas ia fa sele fio mai na mana ia fa be u ia e mai umala o matua to sina ma to au all industry le wa fio aku le ngomtua e fa esi o si na presenta fio mai minister fio mai minister o parmia le manalo ai sia fa ka u o to bala watu fa ka u fa ta u ki ai ma ko kai mine ai fa ta u o to bala watu o me fa nada ia ama ko kilo ia na o ngal mana ma Palestine ia tu lo wa fo ila tu sala ai ka u sa ko fa na in fa pe na i mana ka u Bak fa fa tuanga fo ila ya ma uru tu langa nei lo fiona pelestene le ai le ni upu avane ni fa pe fo e tau se pua mala fo atu le ai o le pua ula le ka kisu i ta ya nei o pua ula le se pua tau mala fo le nganga na ya ma to nei ia o o whainga ruenga i lisi tū tāua o no tātou o tunu tātou oro pito wa whiona pele stene ia o manuna o mamana o ngā ruenga whaftai fo i wawa ia tu tele ana Samoa i nisi taimi issues e langalanga ai whina ngalo ia o se tāua le nā leanga o ina o inei e tasi o tātou whalama le alunga oi mo ai o le atunu o whaatari mai man tapo i ngā Samoa o lo polo mo mama i tunu fafo o tau le na o mātou le nei ai kasi ar kako kautata le liwa le waka e tasi ia anga le li mai le tua le nei asu whaanguia le tua le nei wha moe moe sa ngā fo i ni ngā matua ma ia o ia fo i le tei fono ia o le nganga le na ia mātou le afo i se awa o nganga nai le la ma mati le la ma nei tua ngā le ia le na e ka kou ke muru au foe ai sea au a kei pisia o tātou whonga mo mātou mata ia pe a whai e lau whitoa i ka kua pe foe ai a le leid a pe foe o whai mai rau ua foe lau pesi a bia le ngai asu